Imagination. So powerful. Your children are full of it. Always having their minds drift off into the wondrous and magical expanse of their creativity. Often visualizing brilliant and terrible things. Impossible things. It's a dangerous thing, imagination. But an amazing thing.
And I couldn't be more true with the movie Wonder Park. Hello guys and welcome back to Pongo's Recap, and today we are going to be reviewing the movie Wonder Park. Now, I know what you may be thinking, oh but Pongo, this is an old movie. Why are you reviewing it now? Well, I wanted to do it sooner, but there were a lot of videos that I wanted to upload first, and we never got the chance of doing it. But as part of Brownstone's video relaunch program, as part of bringing the old channel back, we are going to, the videos we promised at the beginning of the channel, in case you're familiar with it, such as the Ugly Dolls review, and, Speechless, song sung by Silverstream being turned into an animatic, with storyboards and stuff. Eventually we'll get around to that, and Ugly Dolls as well. But, for now, how does it tie into Wonder Park? Well, Wonder Park is one of the videos that strongly influenced my channel, as well as Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I credit for creating the channel in the first place. What? You didn't know that Ralph Breaks the Internet created my channel? Our channel? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll have to get around to reviewing that. Wait, why am I stuttering? Oh, well. Basically, the point is, we're going to be breaking this down into 4 sections. The story, the characters, the animation, overall. I know this sounds a lot like Animat's reviews, and I have no intention of copying him. I'll talk to him later in one of his videos. But for now, we're going to make this our own thing. We're taking these categories, but we're putting our own little spin on them to make them not copyright. Because we don't want more copyright, do we? Okay. So let's start off with the first category, the story. So for the story, we got, the story revolves around the wildly imaginative young girl named June. June Bailey. You know her real name is Cameron, but, it's never revealed in the film, so that doesn't count. But anyways, June has created this theme park from her imagination called Wonderland. Now, this isn't the same as Alice in Wonderland. In case you guys get confused, Wonderland from Alice in Wonderland and Alice in the Looking Glass and this Wonderland are not the same thing. Basically, Wonderland, in this sense, if you're thinking of it, think of it like a Disneyland 2.0, because there's a lot of things similar, such as the monorail at the beginning of the film. Yeah, if you guys watch the movie, remember when Gus and Cooper flip the switch and everything comes to life, you can see a monorail going past on a track and stuff. Sound familiar? Oh yeah, it does sound familiar. It's the same monorail that goes to the park. Well, to Tomorrowland. Well, I'm surprised Disney didn't catch that. But oh, this thing turned off. But the point is don't get confused. So, June and her mom invent all these things in this imaginary wonderland, and we see at the beginning of the film, and I'm going to provide this opening narration. It was another day in Wonderland, the most splendiferous amusement park ever. And Peanut was excited to create a new ride? Not yet. Anyway, the park mascots were getting ready to open the gates. And then the animals gather around, and Greta says, alright, people love coming to Wonderland because it's the best time ever. Because who are we? And then they're all like, we are the wonder in Wonderland. I can't hear you. We are the wonder in Wonderland. One more time. We are the wonder in Wonderland. Now, that was basically the clip word for word, since I can't show the clip because copyright issues. You know, we did this review before and it got copyrighted. So, they go to Clockwork Swings, and then Clockwork Swings is basically the heart of the park. And everything is powered by Clockwork Swings, including the tourists, which don't actually exist, but they're powered by Clockwork Swings. So that means when Clockwork Swings is turned on, then all these massive people show up. Conveniently. So, Gus and Cooper have a playful fight on how to press on who's going to press the button. And Greta's like, how about you both flip it? And Gus and Cooper, we're going to talk about in the character section, but we're just going to give the brief general overview. So then they press the switch, the park comes to life, and we basically have an introduction to all the characters and what they do. Now, we're going to go into more depth in the character section, but I'm going to give you a brief general overview of the characters. So, first off, we have, in order, we have Boomer, Boomer the Welcome Bear, and he's the one in charge of saying, welcome! Boy, it's going to be a great day. I know that, since we've had nothing but wonder since the moment we opened. And, yeah. So he's the enthusiastic one. And Steve, the porcupine, the white porcupine, is a self-proclaimed safety officer. And, he also serves as a comedian. Much comic relief. And one of his classic jokes, which I found particularly amusing in the film, is, did you hear the joke about dehydration? And the people are all like, no. And Steve's like, that's right, because there's absolutely nothing funny about dehydration. And I'm thinking, true. There is absolutely nothing funny about dehydration. Remember, guys, I love how Paramount put that twist in there. I mean, we were expecting Steve to put a joke about dehydration, and he's like, there's absolutely nothing funny about dehydration. Clever plot twist even at the beginning of the film. Love it. So, we have Greta, who basically acts as the leader of the group, even though they credit that to Peanut, the monkey. So Peanut is like the organizer, serious, keeps them together, and we have Gus and Cooper, two beaver twins who get into regular playful fights, and that's amazing to watch. And finally, we have Peanut, the park creator. He's in charge of creating all the rides, and then he gets the ideas from June's mom. So, we're gonna get to that. So, Peanut goes into the Skyflinger with two others. Got any room for one more in the Skyflinger? And, yeah, they basically ride in this Skyflinger. I'm gonna show you how this works. So, basically how the Skyflinger works is that you get into, like, this cable car-like thing. This, robot sort of thing robot machine, picks up the cable car and then, throws it all around the park. Like this. It goes around, and one could say that is potential, tourist endangerment. And I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I'm sure June wasn't thinking critically when creating that ride. But, hey, a child's got to have the imagination. So, yeah. We're then introduced to the gift shop, where we see the Wonder Chimps. Now, the Wonder Chimps are going to become the villains of the story later on, though it's more complicated than that. Also, Peanut says, after this child says, what are you going to create today, Peanut? And then Peanut says, oh, right, we're opening the carousel. I have the finest thoroughbred horses, and then a young June interrupts it and points out a good, that's a little, been there, done that, you know? And honestly, I agree with that too. Many ideas are original, but some can copy others. So I like how June's like, that sounds like been there and done that. We already see she has a creative imagination and doesn't want to do things that have already been done. So, June's mom says, now think, what would Peanut want to put in this carousel? And June comes up with the idea of flying fish, and when you push the fin, it takes you all around the park. You press on its tail, the fish tail, like this, and then it'll take you around like a merry-go-round, I believe. And yeah, so Peanut receives the idea from June's mom, and basically how he creates the rides is that he waves his magic marker, his yellow pen, like this, and it forms the ride. Basically, how the Flying Fish Carousel was created was that this magic fish went all around, landed in the fountain, and on top of the fountain came this big Ferris wheel, not a Ferris wheel, merry-go-round. So that was pretty cool. Eventually, June has to go to bed, and then we get this line that sets up the middle half of the story. June asks her parents, "Do you think Wonderland could be real?" And I'm pretty sure these were the same words given by Walt Disney's parents to Walt Disney once. Of course, it could be real because I know the girl who imagined it, and she can do anything. Honestly, if Walt Disney's parents said to Walt, "Well, I know the kid who created it, and he can do anything with the inspiration for Disneyland," I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I know I'm basically retelling the whole movie, but I advise you to go see it anyway. Because it'll be better seeing the clips and actual visuals than just me talking. Please, go see it. Now, and then June takes out her iPad. A big day tomorrow, guys. Time to make Wonderland real. And then she gets an idea. An awful idea. June gets a wonderful, awful idea. The next morning, she builds the Grand Wonder, a roller coaster in her backyard, with the help of many others. And so they go on the ride. And hold on, guys, just checking battery. So anyway, where do we leave off? Oh yeah, so June creates this mini roller coaster in her backyard, and she has her friend Bunky try it. Now Bunky is head over heels for June. He's got a crush on her, and unfortunately, June doesn't reciprocate his feelings. Honestly, if they create a Wonder Park 2, they better have a full-on relationship, but they gotta be older, I guess. That'll work. Maybe the TV shows will explore it more. Oh well. Yeah, TV show's coming out based on this movie whenever. So let's see. So they ride the mini roller coaster, and it turns out to be a freak accident. And because they're unable to stop the roller coaster, goes all around the neighborhood and starts wrecking stuff. It'll be more fun when you actually see it on screen, cause it's kinda wacky. And basically crashed back in the backyard. Apparently the other kids don't care. Did anyone video that? Who's next? Even though the thing's broken. I just love their innocence. Now, of course, local authorities get involved. And don't worry, June's mom is not arrested, but the family has to pay a bill for the broken fire hydrant. And June's mom has a talk with June, and she advises her daughter after June says, "We can make more of Wonderland." And June's mom says, "Of course, but without wrecking the neighborhood." And so they build a safer version of Wonder Park in the house. And this is when we get the song Hideaway. It's a pretty good song. But midway through this, here comes our central conflict. One of our central conflicts. June's mom gets sick with whatever. Hope it wasn't cancer. It's probably not cancer because she comes back in the end with all her hair. So, but whatever it was, June's innocence is probably shattered at this point, because June's mom has to go to the hospital, and she encourages her daughter to keep that little light in her shining bright. Now, basically, what that means: continue having your imagination. Don't worry about me. I'll come back soon. And June supposedly promises, but she's unable to, because she's so worried about her mom that she stops believing in the park. And she hears her mom's voice briefly. All I have to do is give Peanut his marker, and in a heartbreaking tone, she's like, "I can't." Did I mention that this movie is very emotional? So, anyways, after that, we see all the Wonderland stuff get taken down, and she takes them down, and she calls her mom at one point, but her mom still doesn't come home. Save that for the end of the movie, said the Paramount producers. Now, at the we first see the visit of Bungie, we first see how June has changed. She starts doing chores around the house and taking care of her father, which is good. And we see how she's become disillusioned. Her imagination's gone, and tomorrow. And her dad's like, tomorrow is math camp. But before we have the hilarious scene that we're gonna cover later, we have Monkey appearing at nighttime, and I think maybe this takes place before. Or yeah, I've skipped a few scenes, didn't I? So first, Monkey comes to visit, and he's like, "Can we build more Wonderland?" And he has this toy robot, and June's like, "This is dangerous." We see how she cares more about safety than her imagination, and it's good that she's become more practical. But we see how she's become disillusioned. This ties to one of the themes of the movie, disillusionment. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Oh no, am I in English class? Temporarily, we have a English literary lesson. So, one of the big themes in this movie is disillusionment, imagination stuff. But disillusionment comes from June's worry over her mom's safety and health. And so she starts taking things more seriously. And her aunt and uncle come to visit, and they want her to continue building Wonderland. And she's become disillusioned with Wonderland at this point. So when they try and make her build Wonderland, it's kind of pressure. And eventually she gets so frustrated, she throws the blueprint in the fireplace, saying Wonderland isn't real. It never could be real. And even if it is, it'd be the last place I want to visit, because it reminds her of her mom too much. So that's why. If you think about if you break down that scene step by step, we can see that her aunt and uncle probably don't know how badly she was affected by her mom getting sick. So you can't really blame them for kind of pushing her to continue building the park. I mean, those are pretty fun adventures. But it affected her really badly. I mean, Paramount wasted no time in bringing the feels to us. So if you break down that scene, you can see that all the pent up guilt and rage comes out there when she throws the blueprint in. And does the blueprint get completely destroyed? No, it doesn't get completely destroyed, because then that would mess up the rest of the movie. Instead, most of it gets destroyed, and a piece of it goes flying out in the wind. And that brings us to the next point of the story, where her dad says tomorrow is math camp. And when they get on the bus, this is going to be pretty funny. So the math teacher, the owner of the camp, this is pretty fun. I mean, I wish I was on that bus, because I think the geometry humor that the teacher was joking about, playing multiple jokes based on math, was pretty funny. So I would have loved to be on that bus, laughing along with them. Don't mind me. But anyway, June hilariously misinterprets a letter given to her by her dad. Have a good summer. Miss you, Dad. And she interprets it as a call for help. And what she imagines, she hasn't stopped her vivid imagination. I mean, she's become disillusioned with Wonder Park, but she does imagine some pretty. She still imagines some pretty horrifying things. So first, in her imagination, her dad goes into the kitchen. The toaster catches on fire, and then the whole roof of the house explodes. And then she's like, I can't leave him for a whole summer. Yeah, good thinking, June. And so, in a hilarious turn of events, she has her friend Bunky vomit on the school bus floor, so she can make a quick break for it. And she blows him a kiss, and that brings us back to how Monkey has a crush for June. So then Bunky collapses on the floor, and the teacher's like, "Oh no, do you have heart palpitations?" So June takes the trail she originally planned, the hiking trail, and she goes into the woods, where she spots the blueprint, and she chases the blueprint for halfway around the woods until she finally catches it. It lands by this hidden vehicle, hidden in all the leaves. And what's special about this vehicle left in the woods is that it has the Wonder Chimp imprint on it. This is foreshadowing for the scene that's going to come up next. She gets in the vehicle. Surprisingly, it works. And what we didn't know at this point was that it was the Grand Wonder roller coaster, also called the Happy Happy Coaster in the Wonder Park game. There's an official app game on it. They call it a Happy Happy Coaster, so I guess that's what we're going to be referring to it from now on. Except if we want to call it Grand Wonder, I don't know. We could call it both. So she rides the would-be roller coaster, and it cruises along a good track for a while. We see some good visuals, and then again, this will tie back to our animation category. And then the roller coaster starts going. It goes down and up, and then eventually she crash lands. She crash lands. The roller coaster ejects her, and she lands in a clearing of trees. She comes out, and then she sees a statue of Peanut. Then she realizes she's in Wonderland. Hold on, guys, my voice is scratchy. There we go. So, all of a sudden, she sees Boomer running towards her. Boomer the welcome bear, and then apparently it wasn't such a welcome sight, because the first thing Boomer says when we meet him is, "Run for your life!" It turns out that the Wonder Chimps have all been turned into an army of savages, and they've been chasing Boomer and the other animals. And June rightfully questions, "Why are we chasing Boomer?" And I think it was either Gus or Cooper who said, "Well, we're not chasing him; they're chasing us." And we lead to an epic chase scene where we see this rocket thing in action, where they pump water into the vacuum. And Steve's classic line, skipping to safety, I'm almost out of danger." And then he says this line which I love, "World-class bait." Now, I've actually done world-class bait before. Or sometimes I use it to prank the dog Willie into going inside the room so I can play with her. And I call it world-class bait because I tempt her with food. So thank you Wonder Park for coining the term world-class bait, because now I play that game. So after that, let's see what happens after that. Oh, a bunch of things happen. Gus and Cooper take off after the backpack, and then the other animals come. And eventually we get some exposition. If we're gonna skip over a few scenes, we're going to get to exposition and figure out why the Wonder Chimps have been turned into mutants. So basically, what happened is it was a day just like any ordinary day in Wonderland when the strangest thing happened. Clockwork Swings, the heart of the park, came to a dead stop, and then we saw it, the darkness. It brought in evil, transformed the Wonder Chip dolls into an army of chimpanzee zombies. Ever since the chimpanzee zombies have waged war, tearing apart the park and feeding it piece by piece into the darkness, never to be seen again. There's nothing you can do, not even Peanut. Where is Peanut? He ventured out on his own to try and restart Clockwork Swings by hand. Well, why didn't he use his magic? He just said that restarting Clockwork Swings was the only way to bring the life back into Wonderland. But and that's where the exposition ends. He gets captured, and we lost all hope of restoring the park. One day bring Clockwork Swings back, restoring Wonderland to all its former glory. And then that's when they see the blueprint, and June tells the animals that they're all figments of her imagination, and that her mom invented Wonderland, and somehow it came to life. Yeah, somehow, for plot convenience. And so later we have another chase scene. This movie is famous for chase scenes. And we have a Skyflinger attack. Basically, the chimpanzee zombies hack the Skyflinger ride, the one shown at the beginning of the film, and it starts chasing after June and the others. We see how the flying fish carousel works, because June pushes the fin, and it takes her all the way to the exit, only to find she's right back where she was. How does that work? Well, apparently, since the park broke down, the exits aren't even exits anymore. That's a weird twist of events. In that scene, I was actually expecting June to go back to the real world, but wanting to help the animals of Wonderland, so she finds a way to go back. I think it would have served as a more plot device with stakes. But you know what? What we got, the chasing we got, was equally stake filled. So I'm not gonna complain. And after that, they meet in the headquarters. Headquarters, basically shaped like a giant wonder chimp head, or chimpanzee zombie head at this point. And so Greta's like, let me get this straight. Wonderland is your imagination, and we're all figments of your imagination. And Steve says his classic line, "Oh, an existential crisis. I knew this day was missing something." That's pretty classic. So, after that, let's see. I just wanted to share this joke from Steve. He said, "Oh, looks like I backed into the middle of something. Backing out? Beep, beep, beep." And then June says that since she was the creator of the park, she could probably fix Clockwork Swings. So the animals go to Clockwork Swings, and June soon notices the model that was created in the Wonderland that they were in was much more complicated than the one that she made. So, she at first tests the gears to see if there's a leak. There's no leak. And, it turns out later in the film that the darkness is what keeps the gears from turning, I guess. I don't know, it's just my interpretation. But then they end up losing the blueprint again. And so they go to Fireworks Falls, where they encounter the chimpanzee zombies again. And once again, we have another chase scene. Where June gets lost lost from the others. The bridge gets destroyed. The bridge in Fireworks Falls gets destroyed. And June winds up in Zero G Land. Which is basically what June and her dad were doing, where Dad bounces June up and down. That was how Zero G Land was created, and so she finds this house made up of balloons, and finds Peanut. Now Peanut's been hiding. He somehow escaped the chimpanzee zombies and hid out in Zero G Land. And June tells him he has to come back to fix the park, and he says he can't. He lost his inspiration. Now, here's where we get diving into some deep analysis here. So the conversation that follows is June realizes in this point that she was responsible for the darkness because no one came to help Peanut bring the park back after June's mom's voice left. All of Peanut's inspiration came from that one voice in the sky, and without it, he felt alone. And yeah, we this scene hits us in the feels again, though not as much as June's mom getting sick, because that was pretty emotional. Though I'll show you the one true emotional scene, and it happens at the end of the film. And they have this short little conversation where June says, "All the ideas, it came from you," and Peanut shares, "That is a lie. I was just a middleman. All the ideas, the inspiration, it came from," and then that's when June realizes a voice. It was her mom's voice. And Peanut says that he kept waiting, he kept hoping, thinking that the voice would come back to help fix what's going on with the darkness. But it didn't. And that's when the chimpanzee zombies show up again. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if June actually had a tracking device with her that attracted the chimpanzee zombies, because they always seem to find her. Like, really. So, she then, she and Peanut then make a break for it out of the house. June accidentally drops the marker. The chimpanzee zombies quickly surround it, and Peanut tells June, "Leave it, it's worthless." But June still believes in Peanut, so she goes to so she risks her life to go get the marker, and that's when she's quickly surrounded by the chimpanzee zombies. She worries there's no way out, and then Peanut, in an act of self-sacrifice, says, "There is for you." He pushes June towards the exit to Zero G Land on another bridge, I think, and then he gets recaptured by the chimpanzee zombies. Now, this is an act of self-sacrifice at its finest. I absolutely could not believe they pulled that one there. So June gets out of Zero G Land, and she goes to the animal friends, and she confesses that perhaps she was responsible for the darkness. At this point, the animals are angry, so they abandon abandon her. Only Boomer still remains for a short period of time, where he asks why did you stop caring what we do wrong. And June tries to explain, but Boomer leaves her too. Now, one could argue that this was a cliche. Oh no, your friends are abandoning you. This scenario, because that happens a lot in movies. One could argue that was just a cliche, friends leaving you scenario. But I honestly don't see it that way. Now I'll explain why later. But let's get through most of what we're going with here. So June looks at the Sky Flinger and resolves that she has to fix the park by herself. They're not going to help her. Then she has to find the courage within herself. This is the beginning of where she lets go of her. She tries to let go of her worry and reactivate her imagination. At this point, she does reactivate her imagination, and she uses the Sky Flinger in a good song montage, "Wonder" by Grace. I forgot her name, but and so she uses the Sky Flinger to fix the bridge, eventually mastering it. And the animals come back. She explains to them why all this happened. The animals regroup, and they vow to save Peanut and Wonderland as a whole. So after that, Boomer falls asleep, and that's when June and the others get an idea. A wonderful, awful idea. Well, I know I keep saying that, but so they put Boomer on the roller coaster to wait for and then for them to go get backup supplies. But then there's this bird that keeps pecking at him, and eventually the roller coaster slips and starts going backwards. So the animals have to rescue him. Eventually, Greta comes back with rope. They land in the jungle, and then when they come out of there, they see Peanut being carried up to the darkness. June says that she needs to go get Peanut, but Greta warns her it's too powerful. Nothing ever comes out, but June insists that she's got this. Eventually, they let her go, and she goes into the darkness, screaming the famous last words, "I am the wonder in Wonderland." She lands in the darkness, and then she sees Peanut. And once again, we have the conversation once again, in which Peanut is worried that his inspiration is gone, and June shares that he doesn't have to worry about that. That don't let the fear get to him. That his light is stronger than the darkness. And Peanut's all, without her, I'll never create again. And June's like, yes, you will, because I'm here. Now this is a very, very powerful quote. These 3 words, because I'm here, not only applies to comforting Peanut, but it also applies to June, fully reactivating her imagination and resolving to keep that little light in her shining bright. Right, so, she feels stronger now, and now that she's gotten over her fear, she resolves to fix the park, and at this point, she believes that her mom's gonna come back, and of course, movie cliche, the mom will come back. But yeah, it's a very powerful scene, this one, and so June gives Peanut an idea to create a slide made out of bendy straws. And then Peanut says, "Bendy straws, huh? That sounds like a splendiferous idea. Coming right up." Now this leads us into the climax scene. The climatic scene of the movie, which unfortunately I cannot show a clip of due to copyright issues. However, in this life-changing move, we are going to provide a brilliantly reenacted version of the scene using some of my team. Now, my team and I have watched the movie and have memorized the climatic scene, and we're using the background music for it. This is gonna be a very interesting one, but as long as we don't actually show the content, Paramount shouldn't copyright us. If not, well, then there's always an easy edit. We can always take out that reenactment scene. Now, let's get started right about now. Whoa! The clockwork swings. Whoa! Whoa! They made it! Oh yeah! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! We gotta help them. That we do. Hang on, June. I guess I owe you guys an explanation, huh? Oh, so glad you're alive. And since you are, how about you get those clocks started and bring our park back to life? It's the least I could do. But how? My name, my park, my name. Greta, if we all go crashing to our collective deaths, I tell you, I burn for you, baby! I burn for you hot! My arms stay in the flame! Oh, I dig you too, Steve! What did she say? What did she say? The gears. You weren't riding over the clocks. You were telling me how to fix them. How to jumpstart the park back to life. Write my name. Hey, right, turn the gears, write my name. The gears. Come on! It's working, it's working! Oh no! Well, hang on! Whoa! Keep going! No, come on, we need the U. Twin Brothers, activate! Now, right. Whoa! Launch me, Greta. Launch you, launch me. For Wonderland, for Greta, for freedom! Nailed it! You got this, June? You ready? Hey, jump! Look, the park is coming back to life. Whoa! Okay, that was the climatic scene, reenacted, almost scene by scene. Now, I know some of the music might have been a little out of sync, and maybe actually some of the voices were out of sync with the music. But, as I said, it was almost scene by scene. I mean, we made it by. We spent practicing on that scene before we did this review. Now, I'll take care of that notification later. Now, afterwards, Peanut uses his bendy straw slide to take them all the way down to the main entrance of the park, and then we find that June has to go home, and June has to go home. Of course, she can't stay at the park as she's not an imaginary tourist like everyone else. However, afterwards, what is that racket? What? Oh wait, it's the alarm. Hold on, guys. How did I ever get this? Come on, get off. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Anyway, where was I? So, yeah. Greta then notices that the darkness is still there. And then we get into the main message of the film. Now, this is the message that they were trying to get across. Basically, it means, June says, maybe it'll never fully go away. Maybe it's a reminder to look at the light that surrounds us. And that's the... And in case you guys don't know what that means, and in case that's kind of unclear, the reminder is to stay imaginative. Like, there are some dark things that will go on in life. But if you just retain your imagination and retain positive faith in the world, then things go better. I'm sure there are a few critics who would argue that that's not the message, and maybe it's not. But actually, that was how Wikipedia interpreted it originally. So I decided to analyze Wikipedia's interpretation as well as the original interpretation. It's kind of confusing that way, but hey, you know what research goes into making these reviews. So then eventually after we find out that Greta becomes the glue, and Greta says, now that we got our glue back, nothing can stop us. And Peanut's like, the glue? No, I'm not the glue. And June says, you're the glue, Greta. And Peanut says, you always have been. That's pretty heartwarming. Also, did I forget to mention that now that in case you forgot, during the climatic scene, it was basically when Steve says, I burned you, baby, I burned for you hot, my life, I think that's what he said. But, so he's basically saying he's got a crush on Greta, which was established earlier in the film, and this is where he finally says it. And you know what Greta says? She lets him take her out for ice cream. I think it was ice cream. Or it was popcorn, I don't know. But, anyways, they're a couple now, I think. I can't wait to see some mutant inbreeding between a porcupine and a pig. Like, really. Or maybe it's a warthog. I don't know, and I don't care. Anyway. So June leaves the park. We see the yellow magic slowly fizzle as she's sucked out of that world. Obviously, she'll have to find some way to go back because the TV series is going to air whenever. It said it was going to air in sometime in 2019. Well, it's after 2019. I cannot find a single episode. So maybe they canceled it. I hope they did not cancel it. I don't know. I'll research more into it. I'm honestly curious about it because I want to watch some episodes. I heard that there was some returning voice actors. Like, almost everyone will be completely recasted, including June, for the TV series. But voice actors, I think, like Boomer's voice actor, and a few others will be staying. It's good. I mean, I don't know what's with TV shows and they're recasting, but oh well. Well, let's just hope the new actress that plays June does a good job. After all, Brianna Densky's performance as June was a spotless performance, perfectly capturing the emotions into the character. So, yeah, looks like these new cast members got a lot to live up to if they want to become supreme even in their casting. I don't know what I'm even saying. I'm deviating from the story, am I? Okay, guys. So June arrives back home, and her father apparently doesn't question that she's left math camp. So no eternal groundation there. He apparently doesn't question at that moment why June left math camp, and June apologizes for being gone the whole night. And in a callback to the Santa Claus 3, the escape clause, we hear June's dad say, "You've only been gone 30 minutes ago," and June obviously doesn't want to relive the whole story, so she's like, "You know what? Never mind." And of course, the dad guesses that June did this because she was worried for him. And of course, that's the case, but I like how June covers it up, saying, "You're fine, actually, you're awesome." Brilliant cover up. So she decides to make up for lost time. We see June rebuilding Wonderland slowly. Then there's a doorbell. Funky, who apparently has also escaped math camp, has arrived, and he asks where to put the banner for Wonderland, whether it be behind the fence or over the fence. He keeps doing it. He keeps opening the door. Like when you say behind the fence, so you over the fence. You mean like over it or over it? Then June's like over it, and then but she does it so much. June's like, "Can you just tell him to put it behind the fence?" But this time it's not Monkey at the door. This time, in a heartwarming scene, we see that who's at the door this time? It's June's mom, cured. She rushes into her mom's embrace. They're reunited in a truly heartwarming scene. Now, this scene gets the award for most feels in this movie. Seeing how happy how happy they are, it's beautiful. And so for the ending, we have June building a giant wonderland in her backyard, right? With all these kids arriving. Apparently, math camp was canceled because all the kids in the neighborhood came. So yeah, that's one plot hole in the film. Like I'd like to point out a plot hole. So these kids were going to math camp. And unless math camp only lasted 30 minutes, it's that being plus the bus drive, how exactly were they back in the neighborhood for about like after 30 minutes? That's a plot hole that they don't bother to explain, but I'm not going to question it. It doesn't really take away from the overall splendiferousness of the film, so that plot hole I'm really not going to consider a flaw. Other reviewers might, and go ahead if you want to point that out as a flaw. I won't stop you. I can't anyway. But I'm not going to point that out as a flaw because it really doesn't take away from the overall story. And everyone gathers around when June decides to tell the story. It was another day in Wonderland. Peanut is very excited to create a new ride. Got any suggestions? And then we have a combination of about 3 answers. We have a combination of about 3 answers. So Bunky says a Ferris wheel. And of course, June, like her mom, says, "Are we thinking any ordinary insert ride?" Right. And another kid's like a Ferris wheel made of glow sticks. And of course, her aunt and uncle somehow just arrive and like a Ferris wheel that flies. And altogether, what do you get? A flying Ferris wheel made of glow sticks. That'll be the day. I absolutely love how creative the rides in Wonderland actually are. I mean, I don't know what went into the Sky Flinger, but for the Flying Fish Carousel, we got a carousel with fish that fly. When you push the fin, it takes you all around the park. And for this, we have we have a flying Ferris wheel made of glow sticks. These rides are very creative. Honestly, the creators of this movie did good. They did good. Oh. Okay, so then she whispers into Peanut's ear. Here, Peanut hears it from Wonder Park World, and he's like, "Glow sticks, huh? Sounds like a splendiferous idea." He waves his marker, and then as he creates the ride, the screen goes white, and we cut to end credits. End credits. Now that was Wonder Park, the story element of it. Now let's analyze characters. Now for the characters. First off, we have June, the wildly imaginative young girl who's the protagonist of the story. Now, as I mentioned before, June has a vivid imagination. She conjures this imaginary park called Wonderland, and she and her mom basically create a lot of things in the story. She's the one who helped save Wonderland, and she's also responsible for giving the animals an existential crisis, telling them they're all part of her imagination. Oh dear. Anyway, she was a very solid character. I like how the actress portrayed her. I mean, with every scene and the lines, they all fit. There was no line that felt out of place from the emotion. Paramount made this film solid. With the characters. At least for June. And this moves on to June's mom, one of the guiding forces in at the beginning of the story. June's mom is who encourages June with her imagination and stuff, and is also the one who set her straight when June literally wrecks the neighborhood. Accidentally, of course. I mean, she had no idea. Her toy roller coaster was gonna malfunction, right? Oh dear. Right. And June and her mom have a very close relationship throughout the story. Hey. And also, next there's Bunky. June's friend who has a crush on her. Too bad June doesn't reciprocate his feelings. Oh boy. Now I like how Bunky goes along with whatever crazy idea June has in the end. Like, first the roller coaster and then the vomit. Honestly, he's so tolerant. After that, we have the animal characters. First, we have now all these animal characters are solidly acted and portrayed. We have in order of introduction, Boomer the welcome bear. We have Steve, the comedian and self-proclaimed safety officer. we have Greta. Greta, the leader of the team. It seems like, and the one who keeps them together, the true glue. And also we have Gus and Cooper, playful beaver twins, who regularly get into playful fights that are entertaining to watch. And finally, we have Peanut, the park creator. Now, what do I think of all these characters? They're cool. They're cool. They're really fun. These the actors and actresses give these characters an abundant sort of personality, and they never run out of interesting things to say. Hey, Boomer's the one who always sleeps, contradictory to the fact that bears are supposed to never sleep, according to the movie. I don't know. It's about as disputed of a fact as water has memory. Water has memory from Frozen 2, Disney. Well, yeah, I had no idea that bears never sleep. So I think it might be a fact disputed by many, just like water has memory. But I will look it up. So was there one character that I liked the best? Was there one character that I liked the best? Honestly, I don't know. The most solidly acted would be. I'm thinking June, but the other characters were well portrayed and acted as well. So I don't know, guys. That'll be up to your interpretation. Also, I think that's it. All right, let's move on to animation. There we go. Stretching. I've been staring at this camera all day doing the recording. Anyway. Animation. The animation was solid. I mean, I didn't find any problems with it. The visual effects were stunning. The gradual transitions were smooth, and there were no rough edges in them. There were some close-up shots, but I believe those add to the story more than harm it. I know I'm being very positive with this review here, but I'm just stating my true thoughts, guys. I don't want to lie and say what you guys want to hear. Yeah. If what you want to hear is a negative review of Wonder Park, then I'm sorry. This video is not for you. Yeah. I'm stating my true thoughts here. Yeah. So the animation was smooth. I loved it. Yeah. I can't really say much else there because there's not really much to talk about the animation. So yeah. I don't know why there's not much to talk about the animation, but I think I pretty much said it all. Okay, let's move on to overall. Okay, guys, that was Wonder Park. What do I think of it? It is truly splendiferous. Really. I could only find one flaw in the movie, the plot hole, and I'm not even gonna count that as a flaw because it doesn't really take away from the overall story as I mentioned. So overall, if we eliminate that and counting all the other positive things we said, the feels, the well fleshed out characters, solid animation. Let's see. Let's see, calculation. Let's see. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Let's see. I found the average. Are you prepared to see it? Are you sure you're prepared to see the verdict? Everyone, drum roll, please. Whoa. That's a very shaky drum. And it even shook the camera. Alright. Now, as per the verdict, have the critics reached the verdict? Yes! It appears here we find Paramount's 2019 movie Wonder Park. Oh yeah! That's it for me today. Thank you and enjoy your day. Be sure to subscribe to the video to be updated on future content on our channel. This is it for me. Bye. See you in the next video.
Toys. Such imaginative and wondrous things. Imagination. So powerful. Your children are full of it. They're often visualizing brilliant and terrible things. But impossible things.